Now, there may be some who claim, without a shred of evidence, that you'll be a rubber stamp for this president. For these would-be critics, I have 4 words. Look at the record. You have ruled for and against presidents and administrations of both parties. You've ruled for prosecutors and for defendants. You've ruled for workers and for their employers, and you've been faithful to the law, not to any person or political cause. Despite your record, we've heard claims that you are, quote, soft on crime. These baseless charges are unfair. A conservative National Review columnist called claims brought by one of my colleagues, quote, meritless to the point of demagoguery.
Judge Jackson is no judicial activist. She is not a puppet of the so-called radical left. I would say that Judge Jackson's background is not a liability to the court. It's a much needed asset to the court.
If you were confirmed, you would be the first ever federal public defender to sit on the court. As a former public defender, you understand the power of our constitutional rights, including the Sixth Amendment, right to counsel, and the Fifth Amendment, right to due process. You also understand the effect of law and the law enforcement system on the most vulnerable.
When there's somebody of color on our side, it's about we're all racist if we ask hard questions. It's not going to fly with us. We're used to it by now, at least I am. So it's not going to matter a bit to any of us. We're going to ask you what we think you need to be asked. And Senator Hawley, you need to ask her about her record as a district court judge. You should. I hope you do. And we'll see what she says. Now, when we say this is not Kavanaugh, what do we mean? It means that Democratic senators are not going to have their windows busted by groups. That's what it means. It means that no Republican senator is going to unleash on you an attack about your character when the hearing is virtually over. None of us, I hope, have been sitting on information about you as a person for weeks or months. You come into our offices and we never share it with you to allow you to give your side of the story. We wait to the very last minute when the hearing's about to be gavel concluded and say, oh, by the way, I've got this letter. And so happened that every media outlet in the country had the letter too. So the next morning there were headlines all over the country, really, accusing Judge Kavanaugh of being basically Bill Cosby. Nobody's going to do that to you. And that's a good thing. So you're the beneficiary of a lot. You're the beneficiary of Republican nominees having their life turned upside down. And it didn't work.
This is a refreshing moment. We are holding a hearing for an accomplished, experienced, highly qualified nominee to the Supreme Court who came to us not through a dark money funded turnstile, but through a fair and honest selection process.
Your nomination is not about filling a quota. It is about time. It's about time that we have a highly qualified, highly accomplished Black woman on the Supreme Court. It's about time our highest court better reflects the country it serves.
A few things that I'm concerned about, aspects of your record that trouble me. Some have asked, why did I raise these questions ahead of the hearing? Why not wait until the hearing and spring them on Judge Jackson, as it were? And my answer to that is very simple. I'm not interested in trapping Judge Jackson. I'm not interested in trying to play gotcha. I'm interested in her answers, because I found in our time together that she was enormously thoughtful, enormously accomplished, and I suspect has a coherent view and explanation and a set of thinking, way of thinking about this that I look forward to hearing.
This will not be a political circus. This will not be the kind of character smear that sadly our Democratic colleagues have gotten very good at. And then most of the members of this committee remember the confirmation hearing of Brett Kavanaugh, one of the lowest moments in the history of this committee. Judge Jackson, I can assure you that your hearing will feature none of that disgraceful behavior. No one is going to inquire into your teenage dating habits. No one is going to ask you with mock severity, do you like beer?
I am humbled and honored to be here. Justice Breyer, in particular, not only gave me the greatest job that any young lawyer could ever hope to have, but he also exemplifies what it means to be a Supreme Court justice of the highest level of skill and integrity, civility, and grace. It is extremely humbling to be considered for Justice Breyer's seat, and I know that I could never fill his shoes. But if confirmed, I would hope to carry on his spirit.